think about this picture, man?
I can't.
Tyrese Maxey, Paul, PG 13. Well, he got one. And then Joel and B. Man, what you thinking of that, man?
I can't.
Thinking of
When I
that.
see this picture, when I see that picture, I can't get out of my mind the joke that somebody made about it.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously I'm not in the medical field, so I don't know what the name of a person that specializes in like knee surgeries and knee stuff like that. But it was like, yeah, these people are excited that Paul George is here because you got him, man, Joel Embiid. Talk about to run the bag up. So that's what I think about.
Okay.
Lower extremities. Pause.
Yeah, man. If they can stay, if that team is healthy, man, it could work out. It could work out. It could work out
Yeah, it can.
if they're
I
healthy.
mean,
But I mean, he
looking
didn't
at
miss
it,
a lot though. He didn't miss a lot last year.
nah, he didn't.
He didn't miss too much last year. I mean, we like to, because of him and Kawhi playing together, because we know Kawhi misses that a whole. He only played what 40 games a year for some, and I'm over exaggerating, but it's
He
um,
might not be. It might be 40. It might be
it
40.
dang sure seemed like it, don't it, bro? And Paul George, he didn't miss that many games last year. I think it would play what 60. Fact check me, 60 something like that last year, and that may work if him and Embiid is on the floor, man. I think they cheat the fans when they not on the floor as much, man. I know it's more and they give a lot for the game, but there's a lot that goes into a fan when they're trying to make these games and they just then cheating on it. That's not cool. You know what I mean? When I go to a Sixers game, now I'm going to be looking forward to seeing PG, Joel Embiid, and Maxey on the floor at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting to see note one of those guys out of the game, and people save up for that kind of stuff, man. People get there's a lot that go into that. Like just like the professional athlete puts a lot into making the games, making sure his body is healthy for those games. You can argue that a fan has to go through so much in order to make that game. You know what I mean? How much they have to save for that game. Inflation's out the window right now. Groceries is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be a gallon of milk short and some eggs and some bread short just to go ahead to the game, and that's a lot. Don't you know what I mean? That's not no slight, but there's a lot that go into that, especially if you one of the guys like us got kids, babysitters, all kind of stuff that go into making those games, man. I know, I went to a Monday night game and it was so similar, bro. We had to do so much before we left. It was crazy. You would have thought we was about to travel or something. You know what I'm saying? It was deep,
Sh-
bro.
but though, kind of just on that particular topic right there,
Mm-hmm.
there have been shows that I watched, and that's one of the concerns that they have because they're asking a question like, are professional teams are they pricing out the average fan? And I'm not I'm not gonna say the teams are pricing out the average fan. I
Yeah.
think just the fact that players are being paid so much more that you have to compensate that by raising prices, right?
Yeah.
So I do think because like people say, like like the Super Bowl right now. It's like average fan can't go watch the Super Bowl, man.
Nah. Not even in the nosebleeds.
No, I mean, it's a wrap. And then the thing about it, you would think that since they're moving to another game, like they're gonna add another game to the schedule,
Mhm.
you would think that okay, well maybe the prices would kind of go down a little bit, but that's not gonna happen.
Mm.
They're gonna go up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
so
I mean, and
so
now
so
and now and bro, and now they playing with our cable, bro. Now they playing with the games, bro. Remember, we could be able to just get, first it was the direct TV NFL Sunday package. You get that, you was straight, you had all the games, you know what I mean? It was that, then the prices changed on that, and then it was,
well, we were talking about that. The lawsuit. People about to get paid behind
yeah,
it.
yeah, they yeah. And we're gonna touch on that later. We're gonna touch on that later for sure. We're gonna keep that in mind. So keep that topic up. Somebody out there in the chat or somebody watching, y'all definitely bring that up so y'all can give us a quick reminder up on that. But I'm gonna write that down though for sure though. So I make sure that we bring that back up because that's definitely something we're gonna touch on before we get on up out of here, man. Because that's deep, man. They doing us in with these prices and everything, man. We're gonna talk about that before we get on up out of here. But I don't know if y'all can see that chart. I'm trying to get that. It's just of a quick chart of the NBA free agents who have been signed recently. And it is very recent. And it has Paul George on here to you see where the team from the Clippers to the 76ers. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll try to get it pulled up. Is tell me when you good, bro, when you can see it on your screen. Tell me when to stop.
Oh no, I just wrote a couple names down, so I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so you good. Okay. I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure that the
yeah.
viewers can see too, because we got OG Ananobi over here. He, the Knicks just re-signed him. And I kind of wanted to touch on the Knicks a little bit. They just re-signed him. They got him locked in. The New York Knicks. And I know y'all like, why the Knicks? Why the Knicks? I mean, look, they're the first team up on here, first team on a lot of things. And I wanted to see what was going on with the Knicks. So let me get this tab shared. Can you see that tab right there? The Knicks roster. Can you see that?
Yeah, yeah,
All right, so
yeah.
y'all good. Y'all could see that. Okay. So it got, Dante I'm so bad with last names. Jacob Toppin, Dwayne Washington. These guys were just signed. Yeah, well, Dwayne Washington Jr. was signed in February, but Jacob Toppin was signed just, dang, I don't even know. They got 7-6 on there. That's crazy. 7-8. So they're signing them the guys now, rookies. All right, obviously. This looking at this next roster and it's on paper, and I know games ain't win on paper, whatever, what I'm saying, however you want to put it. But basketball is a different game than football. You know what I mean? You can look at a basketball roster and or they get into pieces. I just simply want to say and simply want to ask or these, do you think, in your opinion, do you think that the New York Knicks are getting the pieces that they need to push themselves deeper into the playoffs?
Man, the Knicks are like the the Knicks are like the Knicks are like the Cowboys. Like everything is done to try to make them relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the Knicks need. I mean, you're in the market. Um, it's kind of like what route are the Knicks trying to go? Like I
So,
said, I'm not as well versed in the NBA as most people, but
okay.
the little information I do have is that the Knicks have always been one of those teams that's trying to be in play for big time free agents, and they've got burned. They got burned by the likes of, Kevin Durant that year. They've been LeBron James sweepstakes a couple of times. So it's like you are not the destination for free agents. Like the only one big time free agent that of recent memory, right? We gotta say that
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be a Nick was Carmelo.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that wanted to be a Nick. But they've had pieces. You know what I mean? This is not the '90s Knicks. When you had um those teams that they had back, back in the late '90s, early 2000s. Those particular Knicks teams they were pretty good. So it's kind of like they got to figure out what do they want to do. Do y'all want to be a team that builds through the draft, or do y'all want to be a team that plays the free agent game? And I think they're at a conflict
Mm-hmm.
right now. Like which way they want to go. But again, people around New York and I've heard they absolutely hate the owner,
Mm.
right? So they feel like ownership is one of the things that's holding the team back. But like I said, you got to figure out what you're trying to do. Are you trying to be like the
Yeah.
Celtics and build through the draft, or are you trying to be like the Lakers?
I don't.
And it's like you go get a guy like a RJ Barrett who, at the time, big time player at the University of Duke. Obviously, you go get Julius Randle, from the Lakers. Again, another good particular piece. And they again, like I said, they've had guys, but it's like for whatever reason, it's like they don't know which game they want to play. Do they want to play the
Mhm.
draft game, or do they want to play the a free agent game. Which at this particular point in time, to me, I think y'all do need to try to play the draft game, but the draft
Mhm.
is the draft is watered down. So it's like
Right.
y'all kind of
What are you
missed that
getting out of there?
window. Yeah,
Right.
and it's like, and then like you're not being able to get the big time free agents to want to come to be a Nick because it really doesn't mean anything, especially when you got the
Which is
quote
shocking.
unquote two most successful franchises. It's like y'all are not even the most successful franchise in the NFL. Like y'all are behind the Celtics and the Lakers.
And which is shocking because you hear a lot of NBA players talk about how spectacular it is to play at the Garden and them wanting to be playing at the Garden. It is. It's crazy.
But how much? But how much of that? But how much of that? And I'm sounding like a down souther right now.
Yeah.
I'm sounding like from somebody from the south, right?
Yeah, go
When I
ahead.
say this, it's like, bro, like y'all, like New Yorkers, y'all are infatuated with talking about how special the Garden is. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it seems like every year a dog walks into the Garden. Oh my gosh, this is the most points that's been scored in the Garden. It's like y'all not even protecting the Garden. Like like
Ooh.
jokers come to the Garden in his open run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Like it's
mean,
open
look.
run when dudes come to the Garden.
They look, and it's crazy because you got a point there, and I feel like a lot of New Yorkers feel that way. A lot of guys from New York, they feel that way. What you just said, a real true, I believe a real true New York Knicks fan would probably agree with you 100%. Like, nah, they not defending the Garden the way that they want them to, the way that New York is built, the way that the toughness is around her. No, they don't, and it don't. And I think a lot of our
They
states and cities we want our teams, professional teams, to resemble the way that we are in that area, and the
they
Knicks.
say they
I'm
say
gonna
the
say this.
Mecca. They the Mecca in basketball. So
You
that what
know,
makes it even worse.
you're right, and I think Hardison had a decent playoffs. I don't think that they addressed what they needed. Correction, y'all out there. They did not. This was old picks. Okay, I just wanted to let y'all know this is from 2023 at the top of the sheet. Those are old. That's correction. Correcting myself. 2023, and they're not addressing what they need. They need depth at the big position. That hurt the Knicks in the playoffs. Brunson was able to do what he needed to do. As much as he could do, without having another guard actually step up the way that he needed that to happen. Injuries just ramsacked. It hurt the Knicks. It did. Injuries hurt the Knicks, and when it came to depth at big, they just didn't have it. And I mean, that was clear. That's a clear cut sign that they just did not have the depth at the big position, and nor did they try to go out and address it. And like you said, great point, bro. Like, what are you getting out of the draft anyhow? I mean, we really never really know, you know what I mean? Who's going to translate over to the NBA from college ball anyhow? We really don't know that, for sure. Um, you take a chance with any of these guys. That's why they call it the lottery. You know what I mean? You pick your number, play your number, and you hope it hit. I
Yeah,
mean, let's just
facts.
call it right. You know what I
Facts.
mean? And
Facts.
that's just the way it's looking at right now. And we really don't know, but they definitely need that depth in a big position. Now, is there any other team that you really wanted to touch on here?